Congo, lion in the concrete jungle, lion in the jungle, lion in the concrete.
Oh yeah, I started.
Oh shit.
All right, man. This will be your point there, Pig. Your point of origin.
Say my prayers, but I lost faith a long time ago. Dream nightmares.
I guess we're getting used to losing hope.
It's nice that you got the deep voice, and then I come through with the falsetto.
I get that a lot. Falsetto? You got a little soprano in you.
Think so?
A little soprano, if you ask me. You're on the higher range of the octave scale.
It's a great. Isn't? I thought soprano was low.
Nah, man. You wouldn't know, would you?
Well, falsetto is high.
I think falsetto is a way of singing, although I don't know that.
Yeah, it's like the highest.
I don't think that's an octave.
Like your boy.
Peg, fact check that.
I stay woke. That's falsetto.
It's a way of singing. I don't think it's an octave. Peg, fact check that.
Check them.
Or Zig, somebody.
Now we got
Let's get
people
falsetto.
to actually fact check. That's.
Hey man, they don't understand what's been going on behind the scenes.
It's gonna derail the whole podcast.
Nah, man, you're gonna continuously get proven wrong so frequently. It's gonna be like, damn.
Hey, medieval diseases are taking over homeless people, bro.
Listen, man.
Fact check it.
I don't want to fade out of the frame again. Don't make me do that again.
What's going on, man?
Not a lot, dude. Been a minute.
Y'all dressed up, looking like you about to go to a sales meeting after this.
Nah, man, that's how I roll out of bed.
What you selling?
Hope, man.
Nice.
Selling some hope, bro.
Nice, bro. All right, give me your pitch.
Oh, man. What does it say, Pig?
Soprano voice type is generally divided into. Anyway, it's the highest octave.
Soprano?
But what about falsetto? Is that a thing? Is that an octave?
Got the two worst Googlers.
That's
Oh, are we supposed to Google?
He's playing a game.
There's
Oh,
got
shit, we're doing a
Candy
podcast?
Crush over there. So I just gotta line this last one up, man. If y'all could see Ziggy right now with his thumb in the cast, man.
Yeah, I'll get you with this one.
and my phone is down. So,
Damn. This is the crew we're working with.
I've just got to say
I'll
that
die too.
now that I finally got Peg in the room, you might be close to losing your job, my man.
Damn, man.
You're walking on thin ice.
Fans are already pissed off at you.
slipper gear.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
So it's been about 2 weeks,
How's it?
something like that.
Yeah,
About
it's been a
2
minute, man.
weeks. But we're back here. There's been a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, man.
A lot of shit.
A lot of shit.
How you been?
Been good. Went to a wedding.
How was that?
I was part of the wedding. It was cool.
You were part of the groomsmen?
Yeah, dude, there was like 11 groomsmen.
Really?
So saying that I was a part of the wedding doesn't even feel that good, you know?
Really?
It's like,
Yeah.
you know, you're like the 9th or 10th guy asked, you know? You're bringing
not
up the
even,
backside. You're bringing
like,
up the caboose.
in the picture. You're so far
Yeah,
down
right.
the line.
You
Like,
just
how
see
big
like
are
my
those stairs?
my fucking shoes. Yeah, it was crazy, man. You know, God bless the photographer who had to deal with that.
Yeah, for real.
Like a 22, 24, if you include the bride and groom.
How many groomsmen did you have?
5, I believe.
Why do they call them groomsmen?
I don't know. Why do they call it the groom?
Yeah, who the fuck? Why are we still using these medieval terms?
I don't know, man. I end up going back to the thought that, you know, it's just it's just what are words anyway, just noises that we produce in such a way
our
that
face.
come out of our mouth. You know.
But language was one of the greatest inventions of all time.
Hey man. Not a bad point.
Think about the way that you think inside of your mind
Yeah.
is with language.
True. But I believe
Like how would you think otherwise?
I don't know, but I bet you there was a way. There had to have been a way.
I bet you there was a way, but I feel like language probably made things advance a lot faster because you could put things together in your mind. Like how else would you put together what it is that you're
Well,
visualizing.
that's also like which came first, the chicken or the egg kind
Well,
of
which
thing.
did come first.
But I mean, that's true though. You know, like which came first? Was it the thought in your mind and that led to the language, or was it the creation of outward language that then led to you being able to think about things?
So this is definitely how it had to go down.
It had
It had to be like
That's like, hey, guys.
It had to be people hanging out, right? Mm-hmm. And they're just like they can't understand each other,
Right.
so they're just thinking like, all right, well, he can't even think like that.
You're not even
He's
like, what
not
is this guy
in
thinking?
Language.
Yeah.
He's just like, I can't say from now on this is
Yeah, right.
because nobody knows what from now on is.
Yeah.
But it's just
Oh shit.
so now every time I go,
you went there.
that's that.
Yeah.
But I can't explain that to you.
That's true.
So the first guy was probably like,
Like some ain't right about this guy.
but like it had to be real weird the way it came to be.
I don't know, man. Who knows?
We got to look into that.
Yeah. We'll get Peg to charge his phone up, and then we'll have some answers.
Dude, there's so many fucking different languages too.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Tower of Babel, man.
Is that the thing you were talking about before?
I talked about a lot of things in the past. I don't know.
That's from the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Explain it again.
Well, that was like, to my recollection, like man got too strong. Man, like, exceeded what God thought that they were going to be able to do. They just were so technologically advanced and things of that nature. And they built this tower called Tower of Babel to reach the heavens.
And that was like something that happened, or like that was like a prophecy?
Can't remember.
Okay.
Can't remember how
See,
it's.
I need to start fact checking you on this shit.
Contextually set up. Oh yeah, you can. I'll be straight up with you when I don't know though. But then yeah, I think it's said after that God like destroyed the Tower of Babel. Like babbling is a word that we know of, like making noise, making utterances.
Yeah.
It got destroyed, and man got separated to all different continents of the world, and that's why there's different languages. Like that's what I was getting at when you brought that up.
Yeah.
All the different languages.
That's interesting.
Don't ask why my mind went to Tower of Babel. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just the way I'm wired, man.
You're just babbling.
I'm a different kind of cat. I'm just babbling, bro. That's true. just babbling, bro.
Fuck, bro.
How's your fucking week been?
Dude, you know my week, man. It's been so fucking.
Yeah.
These past couple weeks have been rough.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Fucking, my mom's been dealing with some health issues. Just been trying to fucking keep it together and like be there for her.
Right.
And just try to find the solution on what's gonna get her better.
Yeah.
She was in the hospital for a while.
She not anymore?
No, she's out now.
That's what's up. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we're going on Monday to see like the test results and all things like that. But I'm trying not to overthink it and think like what it could be, or what, like, who knows what it is. So I don't want to think anything bad. But either way, like, her liver isn't functioning the way it's supposed to be functioning. Mm-hmm. So who knows what that means and how it could be helped, or I don't really know.
Yeah.
But for me, it's been tough to go through, because usually this is stuff like years ago I would have ran from and avoided. Mm-hmm. Even though it's my mom and I love her so much.
It's just a mechanism.
Yeah, it's just a defense mechanism that like I have set in place to try to like save myself.
Right.
But I can't be like that anymore. Like, I got to be there for her.
Yeah.
I know how afraid she is. Like, something that's stuck in my mind for a long time, Dakota, his grandmother, she passed away from cancer, and me and her were always really close. She was like my grandmother. And like a year before she passed, like we were having a deep conversation, me and her, and she was just telling me how afraid she was of what's happening. And that shit's like ingrained into my fucking brain. Mm-hmm. Of like, because I would be there too. I fucking
normal.
freak the fuck out when I'm fine.
Yeah.
And nothing's going wrong.
My blood pressure's 125.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking call the paramedics. Brad, check my pulse.
The medical bills you've accumulated on 911 calls and ambulance routes.
Dude, you stubbed your toe.
Just put it on the tab.
But No, so yeah, just trying to like navigate through that and like be all right and work through my emotions about it, not just like it's just been real up and down, to be honest.
On top of juggling real life and work and all of the
Yeah.
responsibilities you still have.
But stuff like that, yeah, that's what makes it so much harder. But stuff like that makes you like that's the most important, you know.
Yep.
Kind of puts everything like to the wayside and you know, just pushing forward like we always do. Just, you know, trying to fucking.
Yeah, and in these times, man, it's like it's real important to just take it day by day.
Yeah.
It's all you can do, but it's the best thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Take it as it comes, man. You got to take life as it comes.
Yeah, but I also have like other stuff in the works. Like, you know, I told you about a job opportunity that is possible, and I'm working through to see if that can come to fruition, which would be really cool, man, and really help out my situation. And me and my girlfriend are also like looking into buying
Possible
a house
opportunity.
and you know, that opens up a lot of things for this podcast and everything, and that's just exciting in its own way. It just is so funny. Like in my mind, I can feel myself growing up. As like stupid and cliche as that sounds,
You're pushing
like
40.
I feel a change in me, you know.
Yeah.
I feel a change in my thoughts, like because I've always felt like a little fucking kid, you know. Like even as I've gotten older, I've always thought like I still have the same mind of that of like somebody young.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I still am young, but I'm just like.
You're pushing 40.
Yeah, I know, man. You can see it in my wrinkles right here.
That's good though, man.
So like I said, it's been like really up and down, but I'm just trucking through.
Yeah. And like I said the other day, I mean, I think it is interesting, and it's true. Like I see it with you, you know, like, and it happened to me whenever I was going through what I went through. You know, it feels like whenever life throws shit at you, in my opinion and experience anyway, it's typically when you have good things going for you.
Yeah.
It's like an odd balance in life. At least, like I said, that's what I've experienced. It's like, you know, you might have a job opportunity, you know, you're going through it now. It's weird though.
No, yeah, it is weird.
I don't
And
know
it's
what
all
it is about
it's
that.
all about like, you know, that could be true. I've always believed that there's like a balance in life and stuff like that.
You and your not too highs and not too lows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, something like that, like even if it was true, I'd rather not think of it like that. You know?
Yeah.
Just like we talk about manifesting things and them like coming to fruition. Like I'm sure it doesn't have to be like that.
No, I'm sure it's not.
No, but
It's just
I mean,
a
I
weird
do
observance.
Yeah, it's just something you've observed in
Yeah.
your life, so I get that. And yeah, I've definitely experienced it too.
Yeah, it's odd. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then you start going along the lines of everything happens for a reason. Like those are just kind of like
Pick these up at the same time.
it's how you develop social rapport. You kind of it's low key. You mimic people. You watch their mannerisms when you're talking to them. You start to do the same thing.
RandomstatShane, you guys ready? So I read this study one time where they studied people's brain functions as they played video games alongside each other.
Okay.
And not only their brain, but just like their heartbeat and everything. And they started to sync up as they were playing together, like their heartbeat, like certain, like, you know how when they scan the brain, they see like different lights or something in some part of the brain? Random stat, like I said. But I'll look it up and peg fucking.
Well, what I'm curious about is how is it a random stat if you read the article?
The other shit was the article I read too, but just because I don't know it verbatim, you fucking.
I see.
But that I read that, and that's really interesting.
That is interesting. You know, it's kind of akin to women living in close proximity to each other, their menstrual cycles syncing up and stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Something about humans in groups.
When did you get your first menstrual cycle?
I was about 11.
A little early.
I was a late bloomer. No, late bloomer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see.
I don't know how that works.
How old were you, man? Like 14? 15? Wait,
I'm still waiting.
you said late bloomer. What did you say? Oh, a little early. Yeah, man.
I'm still waiting, bro.
You were probably 16. No, you're still waiting.
Oh man.
Beck, we're gonna have to have you chop a little bit of that out.
Nah, we're
Just a
keeping
touch.
it. We're keeping
Just a touch.
Keeping it all.
Keeping it.
All right, man. If you insist, Pig,
Um,
I'll trust your
I
vision.
know that there's like, it's probably been in your mind this whole time. You're probably dying to talk about the Joker. So just go ahead.
Actually, I wasn't, and I won't. I won't be told what to do.
Come on, you know you wanted to.
No, I didn't. Had no intentions at all of bringing that up.
All right.
But I will if you want.
Well, I mean, we saw The Lion King.
If
we
you'd
talked
like,
about that
if
shit.
you'd like, but you haven't seen it, man.
Yeah, you're right. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, man, you gotta come on.
I want to see it.
I'm
though.
trying to look out for you, honestly.
That interview that you sent me was really cool.
It's interesting.
It's funny how you're very similar to me in that sense of like, you know, a lot of people just watch the movie or just listen to a song or just like watch a podcast. But like me and you look
for the
into
layers.
like the interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just adds to it so much.
And there's a lot of shit in there that is intentional.
Yeah.
That people, the normal casual consumer, wouldn't pick up on.
Yeah.
They would just watch it for a movie or take it for face value. But whenever they purposefully layer things into movies or into music or whatever, it's awesome whenever you pick them up.
Yeah, I'm fucking weird. Like I'll watch things, and if something happens, like I'll rewind it a bunch of times and like check out everybody's reaction in the whole scene or the whole room while I'm like weird.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
But no, it's a phenomenal movie. That's all that I can tell you for right now. Joaquin Phoenix's performance is
By the time
A1.
By the time we have the next podcast, I'll have watched it, and then we'll talk about it.
I hope so. Yeah, we'll bring it up then. Something I was thinking about that I wanted to bring up that I just observed in my life that I was thinking about is the concept of discipline and kind of just thinking about the question of why can we be so disciplined in certain things, but in other things just have a complete lack thereof, you know, like if you got an opportunity for a new job and the switch flips and then you go in grind mode and it's like, I'm going to do everything I have to in order to make that happen and come to fruition.
Yeah.
You can be so dedicated and disciplined. But, you know, and for me, for instance, I was thinking about my eating habits and how I just eat like shit still.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
And it's like, why have I struggled so frequently, consistently with that throughout time where I can be super disciplined in other areas of my life? Why are humans like that?
No, that is interesting. But the thing is, with that specific, like with eating, like it's an addiction.
Yeah.
You know, so when it comes to making that switch to get a job or something like that, like you're not addicted to having a shitty job or like addicted to staying where you're at. But with food, it's different. You know, especially when it comes to that sugar.
Well, also not just food, man. Like maybe. That's another interesting thought. Like, why are certain people, or are they predisposed to certain addictions? Like Johnny might not have any issue at all with any kind of drugs or overeating. Might be a skinny guy, but the guy can't stop gambling.
Yeah.
You know.
No, yeah, it is interesting.
He's on his way to the streets, and he can't
doesn't
stop.
Jordan Peterson talk about addiction a little bit?
No idea. I'm not sure. Maybe.
No,
I know he's currently dealing with addiction.
Yeah, he is.
Which is interesting.
I watched a podcast where a guy, I think it was one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, about a guy who rehabilitates addicts. And his perspective on it, it's like usually you hear the perspective of like somebody who's been in AA in the 12 steps, and that's very helpful for some people, but not for everybody, especially when it comes to like hardcore drugs and shit.
Yeah.
But he broke down the psychology of it, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it was a very interesting perspective, and it made sense, and it goes back to like childhood trauma that we've talked about and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's like a multitude of things, but
it's just interesting.
It is interesting. We should experiment with ourselves and just to start doing some hard drugs and see who can kick it. And
I told you earlier, I don't want to slide out of this frame.
Fucking
But you're pushing it.
No, like
next week it's just gonna be me sitting right here.
No, on more of
Shane
like
got cut.
On more of a serious note, like I've been thinking,
dealing with a hard opiate addiction. Like, was that your segue?
Right? This is me.
Jeez, man.
Finally putting it on the table. No, like on a serious note, I've been going back and forth in my head, and I've been thinking about like, you know, what is and like you could probably help me out with this, like, and I want your perspective. Like, what is the best? I'm trying to think of the best way to say it, but what is like the best way for us, me and you, to get into a this or that segment? I was thinking of how I could.
You really reached for that one, bro. You milked that one until it could.
But you
not
didn't
be.
know that it was coming. Just like the. Hold on, did you hear that?
Well, and the issue is that you so frequently stumble and look for words, and you're trying
Well,
to
that's what I was
formulate a
trying to
sentence.
do.
See, that's bullcrap.
So let's get into some this or that, bro. You ready?
Coming to you live from the Murray Franklin Show. Them stop the ship, boys.
What the fuck is the Murray Franklin Show?
You'll find out, and you'll report back to me next week.
All right.
All right.
What you got?
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This guy's selling hope over here.
Selling hope.
Selling hope, selling dope.
So, this or that, my friend.
Yeah, that's the name.
Would
of
you
it.
rather be numb to emotions,
AKA you?
or would you rather be numb to pain?
Numb to pain.
They're both real conditions.
Emotions are like. There's also a shitload of good emotions.
True.
What do you mean pain? Like physical pain?
Yeah.
Okay.
But bear in mind, they're both real conditions. And there's, I mean, obviously there's downsides to not being able to feel emotions, but there are sometimes life-threatening downsides to not being able to feel pain. If you think about that,
Oh, okay.
pain
okay.
is merely a response from your body to let you know, hey, motherfucker, something's
Yeah,
wrong.
something's wrong.
But
Oh
you
yeah,
can't
so you
feel
could
that.
be having a heart attack and you're just there like,
Yep, chilling, bro. Wouldn't be a bad way to go.
no, not at all.
But it'd be like, damn, bro, the end of the movie's on and you're out, bro.
Dude, you got shot 6 days ago.
Now, like, there's been cases of people getting tooth infections and it leading to like sepsis and them dying, and they just never knew because it's like a tooth back here, no pain.
Damn, bro. I read something about fucking tooth decay and heart problems.
Yeah,
How the two correlate. But random stat.
no, that's a real stat. I've taken care of a lot of post-op heart patients who had to get teeth pulled before they could even be cleared to have heart surgery.
That's so interesting.
It is.
But
and
it's just because
I'm
all the
educated to tell you
bacteria
why.
in your mouth.
Couldn't tell you the true,
Yeah, I can.
real reason why.
I can. That's why I knew that stat. But
So which would you choose?
well, I mean, the thing that you're saying, like, you have to know your body a little bit. Like, if you're feeling something, like, because you're gonna have an early death if you don't feel pain.
Right. Possibly. There's
Yeah.
a potential.
But a
Just have
life with no emotion, like, what are you existing for? Like, yeah, you're just a robot. Good point. You're just a robot, and I don't want to be a robot unless I'm starring alongside Will Smith.
Yeah, but you might not be a robot. It doesn't mean that you lack consciousness. Of course, you're still conscious.
Yeah, but
you're still capable of thought.
I'm already a little monotone.
You're just
So-
you're just emotionless.
So,
You can't
so you're
feel
saying
love. You can't
Well, it's
feel
funny.
happiness or sadness
they say
or fear.
that, and we've talked about it, that redheads have a higher pain tolerance.
All right, man. That's the third strike.
So you're basically asking, would they rather be me and have a high pain tolerance, or would they rather be you and have no emotions? That's what you're
I guess that's
basically-
basically what I'm getting at.
All right. So, would I rather be me or you? That's the this or that this week.
Would you swap shoes if you could?
What size are you? 12?
Yeah, man.
No. Yeah, me too.
Be a good fit for you, bro.
I like those, bro. It's funny because I think these are the same brand.
Yeah.
Sonoma.
I don't know, man.
They look like it.
I had my errand boy pick them up for me.
Oh, nice.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
official
would.
title too. by
I
the
would
way.
choose the. I would want emotion,
Mm.
so I would choose no pain.
Gotcha. A lot of
What
benefits.
did
No
What
pain.
did 50 Cent say? He's like, joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain.
Yep.
That guy's
Plus, if you were emotionless, you wouldn't know either anyway.
yeah. Yeah, because even if you had like a pain, you would just be like, yeah, but
You emotionally wouldn't absorb that.
okay. Well, that was a good thought provoking. What would you pick?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. If you want to have any kind of life at all, you got to choose not feeling any pain. Because if you can't feel emotion, dude, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't see how you're going to have any kind of life. You would have no meaningful connections to anybody.
Or anything?
Yeah. I don't know if it goes so far. And like I said, it's real. I don't know if it's psychopathy or what it is, like, or sociopathy. But I don't know if it goes so far as to you not having a connection with yourself either.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
you
like
may.
a sociopath?
Maybe.
But shit. What was I gonna say?
Who knows?
Yeah, me neither.
Least of all me.
Um,
Something about redheads and their pain tolerance.
no. Shit.
Mm.
I forgot.
Peg, drop a little Jeopardy music in here while we wait.
Oh, that's funny.
It'll come around to him.
All right, let me think about it. I hate when it takes this long because then you remember it and it's like nothing of importance. So it's like we waited in anticipation this whole time.
Or you could
There's
throw this or
something-
that my way.
Uh,
Oh, but what you're telling me is we need some more Jeopardy music, Peg.
yeah, we need some more Jeopardy music. There's something about feeling no pain or no emotion.
You got another 50 Cent philosophical quote to toss my way?
Yeah, he said, yo, we gotta order something to eat, man. I'm hungrier than a motherfucker. Hey, yo, man. Damn, what's taking homie so long? 50, calm down. Here he come. And then it's just a bunch of gunshots. And he's like, pull up! Pull up! That's a true story. Come on. Wasn't that bad.
Peg, you'll edit none of that out.
I thought it
Every second of that will remain
some people are like, did he really say that?
in infamy. I can testify to the fact that 50 Cent did say every single one of those
One
words.
of those words.
It's a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a second this or that, and I didn't have enough time to.
Yeah, I don't really know. Would you rather be
Can we just comment first of all, and let's just stop. Let's get past
stop the
the,
shit.
the elephant in the room. All
Yeah,
right,
let's stop
this
the
damn suit is fly as shit. Let's not get past that.
Hey, that was the first thing I said when you came in.
I plant my leg right here on top of the other.
Yeah, but it's
And give
less
y'all-
fly when you are
Give
the
y'all
one that
just
points it out.
just a glimpse of the socks, right? Just a touch. I can keep going higher. It was like, when does the sock end? But I'm not going to show y'all all the goods. I keep a couple secrets.
You just started liking suits.
Nah, I've been
You
in
used to
rocking
look
suits
at,
since I was 14.
You almost slapped a suit guy in the face.
Yeah,
3
they
months
coming.
ago.
Hey, nah, low key, that guy
He
was.
did.
He was very pretentious for a guy running a
And
suit.
look who's turned into the pretentious one.
Nah, man, I'm still a realist.
The two can go hand in hand. Nah, it does look
Okay,
fresh,
maybe
though.
they can.
I like it. Fucking, I'd go with the brown belt and the brown shoes and fucking.
I got the brown belt. I need
there's
some.
some
I
brown
actually
in
need
your
some
shoe.
brown shoes.
Boom.
It was between these or my brown boots, and I wanted the socks to be visible. So,
I like it, man.
and for those of you listening and still not tuning into the video, you have no clue how fly the suit is.
I've already wore this fucking shirt in a podcast.
Oh,
I've
have
already
you?
wore this one.
Yeah, every single piece of clothing I've put on is brand new for every episode.
That ain't true.
Hey, and you want to know something else? This is
hear
completely
it.
off topic,
Let's hear it.
but the movie Joker, by the way, low
See,
key,
I knew you
something
wanted-
you're not aware of. Brian Callen's in the motherfucker.
Oh no, I was aware of that.
Son of a bitch.
They dogged on
Peg
him
cut
so
all
much.
that out.
The first episode after that, they were laughing at him so hard because it's just a freeze frame clip. Yeah.
Nah, he's got a couple words.
Really?
Yeah,
I guess they were being sarcastic.
He's talking to Joaquin Phoenix.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, he's been
If
in
I was
a
Brian
lot of big
Callen, I'd be like,
shit.
"What y'all making fun of me for, boy?" I was in
Well,
this
'cause
iconic film.
The reason that they were making fun of him is because I think he had a bunch of lines, but that
Oh,
got
really?
cut out a
Oh,
little
that's
bit.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah. You think you could ever act?
Yeah.
Really? Have
I
you
used
ever
to wanna
tried
do it.
though?
Yep. In the mirror, I've done it a bunch.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
you're
I love
definitely
film
like
and
the
cinema.
Joker. It's hard, man. One time, Vinny, the guy from the Fragmites that we did a podcast with, we used to do like little short films and shit when we were growing up, and then we got older and he wanted to do one, and we filmed like a couple scenes, and it was tough, man. It was tough to get into like a certain emotion that he wanted
I believe
us
it.
to convey. Like it's just a lot. Some people look at it and they're like, "Oh, I can fucking do that. It's nothing."
Yeah, sure.
But it is hard because I tried to fucking do the reactions and shit like that he wanted.
It's just completely over exaggerated.
But no, yeah, I would try it. We should do a stop the ship short film.
Let me give you a fun. I like the idea. I like where your head is at.
See, Zig.
Let me give
he
you-
Listen, even though he really wanted to get his point out, he listened to what I said. He confirmed what I said, and now he's going on to his point.
It's like social etiquette.
Look, he could have not listened, but he pretended by just repeating what it is that I said.
Do you think you cared?
We've gained a
What's the difference?
greter glimpse at one of
Because
Shane's
if
pet
I
peeves.
wasn't who I am,
More insulting. He listened to everything you said and just said.
that was a real fart.
At least
There goes the clock.
I just ignored you.
Breaking the clock.
Oh, what does this come to?
This will be the last time we have free tickets for the live studio audience.
We should start charging.
Damn it.
Fuck. Hopefully you didn't forget.
Still got 17 minutes.
Good.
Is that why you keep going on it?
Fuck.
What were you just talking about?
Shit. Jeopardy music.
Fragmites, Vinny,
Oh yeah.
acting.
Yeah. Oh, we should. I was like, we should do a short stop the
Oh.
shit film.
Well, fun story about that. You know, like I said, I've kind of wanted to do acting for a long time because I've always liked film. And one time, I was probably like 18 years old. I had just graduated from high school. I went online and I submitted an application to some agency in Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it turns out it was a scam. I never
yeah.
pursued it, but
There's a lot of those.
But yeah, more than I would realize. But look at the socks. I'm just saying, I could keep teasing you further. But yeah, and so you had to submit a picture and a biography and all this stuff, and I did all that, and they called me back, and it ended up like leading to the fact that we needed
They
a
wanted some
deposit
money. Yeah.
before, and I was like,
That's cool though
I
that
don't
you
think so.
put yourself out there and try. it.
But yeah, I've
Dude,
always thought it'd be cool.
We could like write up like a funny little script.
It ain't
of
even got to
something.
be funny.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Detach myself of emotion.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Go into the void.
Let's do it, bro.
No, I like that. I like the forms of creative expression. I really do. That's why we've always done music and all that stuff. That's why we
Yeah.
do podcast video.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Oh, that-
Peg's been teaching you those epic edits.
Yeah,
so,
man.
you know, I know you've been
Appreciate you,
enjoying
Peg.
that form of creative expression. I would love to do skits.
Yeah, me too, man. I think that would be really fun.
We'll get Ziggy's juices flowing and have him pitching on the script writing, the writing process.
There we go. Get the whole team involved.
Yeah.
You know what has fucking pissed me off? So before we started this podcast, we were coming up with, not today, but in general, we were trying to come up with ideas of what this podcast would be about, what we should do, all that shit. And our first idea that we didn't have the logistics to do was a podcast while playing pool.
Yeah.
Like, and we both love to play pool.
It just lets you know that we're on the right track, though, with our line of thinking.
Well, exactly. But the thing that pisses me off is there's a guy doing that now that just started not too long ago, and it's a huge podcast, and I don't know who the guy is.
Yeah.
And it's like very high production.
Yeah,
too.
Clinton Portis on there.
Yeah, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like low key.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, Peg threw one out there earlier. He's like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, yada, yada. He said, I was like, what are you doing? He said, got a campfire. And he was like, you should get a campfire podcast.
Yeah. That's a cool idea.
Like, Loki, it's not a bad idea. I mean, I could see it like,
dude, there's something so appealing about hearing that wood crack.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I love
you'd
that
have
shit.
like a separate little fire microphone just to catch
yeah, that would be
audience
really cool.
audio from the fire.
And just the light.
You could have
like
some.
the
You
flame.
could have B-roll footage of like Ziggy over in the corner chopping wood. The ASMR
actually.
response. It's not a bad idea.
No, I like that.
Yeah, that's where my mind went when he first brought it up.
That's why he's the genius behind the camera.
Yeah, he's just lazy as shit. You know, I don't know. He's a good guy. It's a good guy. What can I say? You know, if you pass away and you leave from this earth, and the one thing that your boy could say about you is like, "That's a good guy right there," then I've lived my life
take it.
okay. I've lived my life all right. If that's the way it went, I'll take that.
Yeah,
Like
but
I turned that around on you. I don't got you
people are
agreeing with me.
gonna say- what people are gonna say
That's what
when
happens
you
when
die
you're
is
detached from
like,
emotion.
How was that rap bad?
no, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he never trusted me, so what the fuck? The fuck does it matter?"
Yeah.
He
What
chose-
what can I say, man? I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm definitely gonna fucking work through that. Me or eventually you're gonna fucking have to see a shrink.
Well, you can say that, and then I can, create greater suspicion of you, and then cut you off.
Okay, so then
From
we'll
those
give
avenues
you
of
to a third
conversation.
party licensed therapist, and they'll get down to the reason why you don't trust a single soul.
I need some kind of compensation if I'm to agree to such an.
The compensation is
No,
a better
no,
well-being.
no, not enough.
Fuck
That's
me.
not what I'm signing up for. That's not what I'm agreeing to.
It's so funny. I don't know. You watched Always Sunny before.
I have.
And like the guy Dennis, he's like a sociopath. Like he's a maniac. And like they all saw a therapist, and you realize like how fucked up their brains are. But then Dennis, like he's almost interviewing the therapist, like
Oh,
writing
yeah.
stuff down. And she's like, "What are you writing over there?" He's like, drawing conclusions.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it's funny.
Yep.
It's funny shit.
Always analytical.
Yeah.
Always observant.
Yeah, man.
I was playing a video game, and I'm like every week I bring up a video game. I was playing a video game,
That's what you
and
like, man.
one of the characters was consumed mentally by a demon. She's like a host, and she has always had something occupying her mind.
Okay.
And so the thought was, it must get real loud in there, and it must be annoying, like never having any kind of peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And she was talking to somebody who's not having the issue, and she was like, "What's it like?" And then the guy replied, he's like, "It's actually still pretty noisy." And it just got me thinking, like, our minds are always going. We're always, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know the original sentence that made my mind go there.
No,
But
that's a good point. You remember the podcast with fucking Elon Musk?
yeah, but I didn't watch it all.
Well, he was saying he's like, you wouldn't like being me, and he just meant in here,
Right.
like because it just doesn't stop.
Mhm.
There is no like, oh, let me just relax and enjoy my day. Like
Yeah.
for people like that, it's like almost disorder, but it's a positive disorder.
Right. It's
But
beneficial.
I've felt that in my life too. Like I can't fucking. My brain is like fucked in certain ways. Like I have like ADHD in some way that, like, if I hear a song or something, like that, I never have like an empty thought of nothing. Like it's always like repetition of something or like questioning something or it's like I can't really escape it either.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought. It's like, how much does that make us age, you think? You know what I mean? Like,
Stress
it's
probably
nothing
is
physical, really.
Huge in
Although-
aging.
It has physical manifestations. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your mind never shutting off. Another interesting thought was that I heard a guy talk one time. He's like, the majority of our thoughts are like negative thoughts about ourselves. The way that we beat ourselves up, like we wouldn't go out of our way to beat anybody else up in such a way. Like I could be very negative, very hard on myself. They said we're our biggest critic.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things. But it's interesting how we are that way.
Yeah.
How we won't cut ourselves slack in the way in which we might cut our friends slack or
That's true.
our significant other. just killing ourselves mentally.
Yeah, I heard something somewhere how they talk about how happiness, like people who are more happy or something about happiness, has something to do with expectations. Like people who have high expectations usually end up to be people that are unhappy people.
More setting themselves up to be let down.
Exactly. And people who just like, you know, don't have high expectations, maybe not think the worst, but they just take it for what it is, which I think I fall in that category of like,
That guy does too.
yeah, of not having high expectations. So when things do happen, like it's fucking great. And when things don't, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of conversations with people about that. And I really think that the reason and don't get me wrong, I still struggle. I'm not always fucking happy, but
Yeah.
if I were to judge myself based off like some of the people that I see around me, I think I'm more on the other side of the scale of being more happy. And I think it has something to do with that. Like I've seen so many people get let down and become unhappy about things. You know?
Yeah.
So I think those two things like go hand in hand, and it's like that balance that we always
Yeah,
talk
it's
about.
your same thing. Not too high, not too low.
Yeah.
You keep it. You're an even keeled guy.
Yeah, bro. Just fucking.
You're
drop
an Applebee's on a Sunday afternoon kind of guy.
Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Fuck Applebee's.
Straight
bro.
laced, missionary style every time.
Fuck Applebee's.
2 for $20. My ass, you've never had a 2 for $20 from Applebee's. Fuck out my face.
Fuck Applebee's. We'd never get an Applebee's sponsorship. If they called us right now in the middle of the podcast,
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck you.
$500,000.
$500,000? Fuck you, Applebee's.
All right.
Fuck you.
Basically, what he's saying is don't even bother sending the email.
Yeah, don't even
Applebee's.
send the email. Because if you do, we'll come after you.
Oh, shit. Damn.
2 for 20, my ass.
We'll get Ziggy the Taylor on their ass.
What part of the cow is that steak? What the fucking...
Forearm?
That not even the forearm. That's like the... It's like the grundle.
Oh,
Just like Zig said. It's the grundle.
the grundle.
I won't take his joke. That was his joke.
no plagiarism on this podcast.
But I did add the grundle word. It's like he like passed it to me. I laid it up.
Original.
But it was a wide open layup. There
Yeah,
you go.
I like it.
We need like a camera on the back of. We need like our view.
Yeah, maybe what we need is for you to see a therapist about
Yeah.
where your deep hatred for Applebee's stems, sir.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I
to be
know.
honest.
Professional therapist, licensed, with a degree on the wall. That's who you need to be.
No, I've been to Applebee's. No,
I knew you had that 2 for $20. I told you,
no,
get the
I never
fuck out
had
my
2 for 20.
face.
Um,
My ass, you ain't never had a 2 for $20.
but
Bro,
I
I
did
went
have
in-
something that I wasn't like a huge fan of. I don't really remember.
I went in there and had
You know-
a 2
no,
for $20 by
okay,
myself.
I'll tell you the real reason why I don't like it. So my friend Pat, he always went to Applebee's.
Good guy, Pat.
He is a good guy. I love him. But
Shout out, Pat.
the way he like talked about Applebee's, or the way that like I always knew that he was going to Applebee's, and I'm sure he didn't even go to Applebee's that much. But in my mind, I was just like, "Fuck Applebee's, bro."
Damn, bro. So what you're telling me is you just ruined any potential chance for a sponsorship with Applebee's purely based on what
Pat.
you think you remember about Pat's opinion.
Well, I remember that's when the anger started against Applebee's. You
So-
know what? Honestly, I have anger towards all those.
So maybe
like,
maybe fundamentally you let people influence your opinion on things.
you know what else I hate? Olive Garden. And that's based off my own opinion because that food sucks. Nah, I've had Olive Garden once. That
You
was
know
pretty
what?
good, but
We
every
might as
other
well
time-
just wrap this podcast
You know what?
up. Call it a podcast. Call it a day. And
else are we gonna call it?
and you know, because there's no at the rate you're going, you're just ticking companies off the list
Yeah, right.
that we were not ever going to get any
Hey,
sponsorships
as long
with.
as we got that slow poke, that's all we need. We're racking in.
And
hundreds
just you
of
saying
cents.
that is going to make Benante's Bakery not want to be with us anymore. You got to think about the things that you're putting out into the ethos, my man.
All right,
That's what
I
I'm
take
saying.
it-
Let's just call it a podcast.
take
It was
it all
a
back.
it was a good effort.
I take it all back.
Listen, it was a good
Look,
effort. It was an attempt.
Applebee's, listen to me. Listen to me right now.
We fell short in the fourth.
Okay. Your 2 for $20 deal, it's fucking economically.
It serves the middle class.
Serves the middle class. I wouldn't say middle.
Men and women, low class. 2 for $20. What
It's
are we
like
getting
right-
at?
Yeah, 2 for $20. Where could you? What's?
I'm saying, is
involved
that
in
middle class? $20? What are we getting at?
For 2? You could go to fucking Chipotle, and it won't even. You couldn't even get 2.
Now he's
bowls
taking
for $20.
Chipotle off of the. You
I
can't
didn't
even
say
get.
anything
You
bad
couldn't
about
even get
Chipotle.
2 bowls for $20.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
What the
bro.
fuck? We got coupons.
Yo, this guy. Let me just.
All right.
I'm gonna do the
name of
podcast
this-
over here from
The
now
name
on.
of this podcast is Fuck Restaurants. Hold on, real quick to get a thumbnail. Let's both like look at the camera. All right, there we go. It's Fuck Restaurants, the name of the episode.
Nah, don't make that the thumbnail.
I'm just kidding.
Let's get a different one. I had my middle fingers out the whole time. Grab this Johnson. Bitch.
Well, man, it's been a fun ride. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Yeah, do you? Did you take
Yeah.
benefit away from the episode?
I always do, man. It's always fun getting in here.
I never do. Not while we're doing it.
Fuck.
Every time I rewatch it after the fact, though, is when I do.
Yeah.
No lie. And
Yeah,
I don't.
you
It's
told
not
me-
like I
you told
never
me that
do.
before.
I'm listening to you when we talk, of course. But it's like you said, like whenever you go back and you rewatch a scene over and over, it's like I can go back and no distraction, nothing else, and just purely listen to what you're saying, and I gain benefit.
No, yeah, it's cool. That's my favorite part too. Like editing. Well, Peg
Yeah, he's
was
been teaching
me
those
how to
epic
edit.
edits.
Fucking get to seeing a scene like so many times, especially for like the IG clips and shit like that. Like I find like the subtle jokes that we have, and I fucking die laughing. If you scroll through our Instagram and just look at the IGTVs, which you guys should do,
Yeah.
it's fucking funny, bro. And yo, you should do it too, man. It's really funny.
Yeah, I will.
Because there's jokes that you forget about.
And one day we're gonna do a video of us reacting to them.
Oh yeah,
That'll
fun.
be coming shortly.
And then we'll have the clips channel.
Yep.
The clips channel up where it's just like none of this in between bullshit talk. It's all fucking. Let's wrap this.
Straight
bitch.
content. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all for hanging out once again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Once again, your boy's looking good. He's feeling good. And damn it, you know he's sounding good.
What about me? Give me one compliment.
Bro, I just told you I listen back to all these podcasts and get great benefit from what you say.
Okay.
So I hope y'all are paying attention and listening up.
Dropping bombs.
You know, this is good content. This is good stuff. We'll look back at this in 2022 and be like, damn, them boys were on to something.
Stop the shit, boys.
Look what it turned into.
It's always a pleasure, man. It's always fucking fun getting in here with you. We got to keep it going. I know we've been like going through some shit, so the episodes have been a little slower lately. We're gonna get back on track and give you guys that content. Fucking subscribe, like drop a comment, get involved. It just inspires us more to build this community and let's keep this fucking shit moving forward. We ain't hit no icebergs, bro.
Don't jinx us.
Él es un conquistador, es mi